Stephanie. Welcome to the Cliffs of Insanity.
I'm Spanos.
Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my Brickworld.
Hi, I'm Leslie. Welcome to my balls.
The convention hall is buzzing, 1,000 little clicks setting up before we get down. Man, that's a lot of bricks.
Got all my friends right by my side. There's no time for bed, no instruction manuals, just the knowledge in our heads.
It's more than just the pieces,
It's the faces that we see.
a Brickworld family, yeah, a true community.
Such great heights.
Magic's within our sights.
Hey, hey, hey. Bricks unite.
Finding freedom under the lights.
Refining every technique. Striving for what's next.
Yeah, we're building our own way to such great heights.
Look around at all the dazzling marks.
Every piece is
Brickworld has returned. This is the first Brickworld of the year, something I've really been looking forward to. Something that was very interesting about this year was, for the first time in a long time, I came to the show and wanted to have the perspective of a fan. I wanted to feel like I felt when I was just someone going to these expos and not someone exhibiting and displaying, and kind of recapture that magic that I feel like I've lost over the years, and not necessarily in a bad way, but the more you look into like the technical aspects of the builds and trying to compare yourself to others and seeing what you can do different, it's a very enjoyable aspect of the show. But what you kind of lose in doing that, in my opinion at least, is all the energy, the positive energy that is just flowing through this convention hall. We had 11,000 people over 2 days. It was a fantastic time. So in this little retrospective video, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what I thought of the show. It was definitely the most high energy Brickworld Expo I've ever been to. Last year we didn't quite have as many fans, but also my wife was in the hospital, so there was a huge dampener on that. Chicago is amazing. It's always amazing, and it's really hard to compare the expos to Chicago, the convention. They're just not the same thing. Fort Wayne and Grand Rapids were both fun, but again, I was looking at the technical aspect. I had a display that had lights, and a lot of the setup was getting all that to work and everything, where this year I took the smallest amount I've taken in years. It was a very large and challenging build, but it was done. I had it built and it was on display, and I got to just walk around and enjoy things from a different perspective. There were tons of excellent builds. Again, being the first show of the year, you see a lot of people's new stuff for the year, and you still see some of the older stuff because all their new stuff isn't built yet. So you get to revisit some fan favorites, but also take in all kinds of new stuff. There were several exhibitors there for the first time. Some had traveled quite a long way. So that's always nice that people are willing to come to these shows and take the leap and put themselves in front of the public about doing it. So one of my favorite parts about this entire weekend was engaging with the audience from an audience perspective. Just walking around, talking to people, looking at stuff how others are looking at it. Not looking at that they used a minifigure accessory to hold a sign up on the side of a building. As cool as that is, I just more took in the grandeur of the whole show. So here we have one of my friends, Al Goff. He builds furniture, for lack of a better word. It's not exclusively furniture, but it's all, decor, household decor scale. And he doesn't put up stanchions. He engages directly with the audience. He lets people touch and articulate the things that are to be articulatable. And it's just really cool to see that in action. A lot of people, myself included, although my build was very frail, don't really want people touching their stuff, and understandably. And here it's just the exact opposite. What we're displaying here is a little game he made. If you found a coin, you got to pick one chest, and you found a coin, you got a little poly bag. Stuff that no one had to do, but they did it anyway. And I think that's really the most important thing about Brickworld shows in general, is people going out of their way to make sure people have fun there. It could be a very rigid atmosphere. People spent countless hours on all these displays, but it's not a rigid atmosphere. It's fun and loose. And if you've not checked out one of these expos or even the convention in Chicago, you definitely should. And you can view these however you want. You can look at the craftsmanship. You can look at the grandeur of it all. You can just walk around and have fun. And I don't want to say there's no rules, but there's definitely no one way to enjoy a Lego display. And that's definitely my favorite part. Finding a new way to enjoy something that you've enjoyed most of your life. Several of these got spots on other channels, got highlighted. I'm not really here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about how much fun it is to do these shows and to be part of something special, something that you can't find anywhere else. So if you were there at the show, or you've been to other shows in the past, please drop down in the comments what you thought and what your favorite part was. I definitely had some favorite builds, and I definitely had some builds that didn't really strike me, but that's always going to be the case. Not everything is built for you in particular. So to me, there was a lot of firsts this year. It was my first time being on the news for a Brickworld show. It was my first time building on this hexagon system. It was the first time I built a mech. It was the first time that I had my mock fall over, not once, but twice. Thankfully not during public hours, and I was able to get it reassembled. I definitely think it looked better on Saturday than it did Sunday, but that's neither here nor there. I did not let that ruin my experience. And to walk away having that happen to me with a smile on my face, that, in the end of the day, that's priceless, and that's all we can really ask for out of a show. So again, if you haven't checked one out, I highly urge you to check out a Brickworld show. It's a great time, and you won't regret it.
You guys enjoying Brickworld?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
The giant castles
Nice.
right behind you.
What'd you think of the up dog?
You gonna fall for it?
How'd you guys?
I thought